So I had to take a couple days off to go be human. I have not been ignoring you. I have thought about you the whole time mostly. But I have more information to give you. First, I want to address the most time sensitive thing, which is there's been a lot of worry and fear around this event that people are saying is going to happen on December 3rd. It is December 2nd right now, the day that I'm making this video. And I had to check the date because time is so weird and made up that I usually can't remember what day it is. So, right here, these are the notes that I asked when I asked my guides this morning in meditation, like, hey, tell me what's going on here. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I have not picked up on a single ding dang thing about December 3rd, not one single thing. And usually big events will just come in without me asking, right? So I wanted to provide you guys with some clarity on what was going on. So when I went into meditation, I said, can you tell me about this energy that people are perceiving around what's supposed to happen tomorrow on December 3rd? And this is what I got. But first they said that they want me to discuss disclosure versus open contact because the verbiage is important here, really mostly for new people coming into this space so they can understand what's going on. So disclosure is when the government says, oh yeah, by the way, aliens, they're real, and UFOs, they're real, and we know what a lot of them are. That's disclosure. That already happened at the last UAP meeting a couple of weeks ago or something. Open contact is when the extraterrestrials worldwide at roughly the same time come down in the physical with their spaceships and they go, hey, we're here. And some of them will eventually come out of those spaceships, but at first it will just be like, we're here. A lot of them will be over water, so it's not to be like they're over our heads because it's not supposed to be like a fear-based thing. That's open contact. Disclosure, government admits, oh yeah, we know what these things are. Open contact is extraterrestrial based, which is them being like, hey, we're out in the open. We're making contact. Okay? Those are very different, and I just want to clarify that. So, the guide said, my guide said, there's a great importance right now of using your own discernment. That's huge. Like, you've got to start learning how to do that. If you haven't started learning to do that now, you're getting a crash course because lots of crazy things are happening on this planet right now. It's wackadoo out there. So you don't have a choice anymore. You cannot rely on other people for 100% of the information. You have to learn how to use your own discernment. Now, find people you trust, right? If I happen to be one of the people that you trust, then use this information as your basis and go, how does that make me feel, right? How does that make me feel? And using your discernment is part of feeling the energy of the person providing you the information, right? So if you're not as tapped in as like somebody who perhaps like I am as tapped in, you can use your discernment on whether or not you trust the material I'm giving you. Now, a really big red flag on if you can trust somebody is if a lot of their content is fear-based or fear-mongering. I got a phone call, had to start over. So a big red flag is fear mongering, right? So if you're watching a video and you go, I don't know if I can trust this person or not, I can't really tell. Go back and look at some of their other videos. Is all of their content really based around, I need you to feel afraid, right? Are we using fear as a form of control? Or are we just providing information and letting you decide whether it's something that stirs up fear in you or not, right? It's really important to pay attention to that because high vibe stuff does not make you feel afraid, even if you don't like the information. Now, you can still have fear, which can be your shadow, but if every piece of content that's being offered or every piece of information that's being offered is based around fear, that's just not a good look, right? It's kind of a big red flag. So pay attention to that. Use your discernment. It's important to use it now. We don't have a choice anymore. We got to start using it. Now, they also said that the lens in which you view the world, just like everybody else, me, you, everybody else, the lens in which we all view the world is tinted by our own shadows and beliefs. Always, right? Always. So you can hear somebody say something and get this big, ugly feeling inside of you and go, absolutely not. Like, I do not vibe with that. It's important in that moment to go, do I not vibe with that because I'm uncomfortable and it's challenging a belief that I have, which is usually the case, or do I not vibe with that because it's not truth? And if it's not truth, Why am I having such a strong reaction? Because let me tell you, as somebody who's healed a crap ton of shadows, and there's always more, right? I'm not pretending like I have no shadows left. That would be hilarious. But as somebody who's cleared a bunch of shadows, I can watch people on here who used to trigger me and have me have this big, ugly emotional response. And now I just go, oh yeah, no, I don't vibe with that. And I scroll past and I have no feeling whatsoever. I just recognize I don't vibe with that. That's the healed response, okay? So just recognize that the lens in which you are viewing all this information is tinted by your own shadows and beliefs. The more shadows you can clear, the more beliefs you can shift from limiting into expansive will make this process a lot easier, okay? Also, not everybody knows the difference, the people who are sharing information, not everybody knows the difference between ego and searching for higher frequency communication. I personally have seen a ton of people on social media give messages that are absolutely rooted in ego. So they get information, which could be true, right? It could be true, and some of this information really is true when they first get it. And then their ego goes, that makes me so afraid. Oh my God, it's a bad thing. And then that's the information they give out. Instead of going, why am I afraid? I'm going to clear this shadow. I'm going to shift these beliefs. And then I'm going to share the message, right? Which is something that I do with you guys all the time. I will not share a message on here if I feel triggered by any of the things that I'm sharing, because I'm not coming from a place of ego, right? It's very important. Not everybody knows how to do that. In fact, most people don't seem to know how to do that. That's a process, right? That's what happens just as you learn and grow naturally and kind of move through the frequencies. All right, so keep that in mind about when you're getting your information from other people. Also, if somebody on here is saying, this is another big red flag. If somebody on here is saying, I'm the only one receiving this information, I'm the only one that's been chosen for this particular information, that is incorrect. That is coming from a place of ego, okay? If somebody is saying, like Bashar says, I'm the only one, or Daryl is the only one that's channeling Bashar, so you guys can know that you're getting the correct information. Nobody can, pretend to be us. That's different, right? You can be channeling just the one entity and nobody else can be channeling that one entity, but we all have access to all this information. That's why a lot of what I say on here lines up with a lot of stuff that Bashar is telling you. I'm getting it from my guides and Bashar is sharing it with Daryl, because this is all the collective information that's available to all of us when you channel. Okay. The December 3rd event is information that was felt out. It's like, it feels like a story beginning to manifest. I just wrote quick notes. I just wrote quick notes on this one because these were very fast downloads. So I'm processing the information as I'm giving it to you. The December 3rd extraterrestrial event, where people have said there's going to be a big battle in the sky, there's going to be a big extraterrestrial battle, feels like energetically a story that's beginning to manifest, right? And how much focus you give and energy you give to that story is basically how do I word this? Is basically what side of this energy you're going to see. It's two sides of the same coin is basically what I'm seeing. There's a fear side and then there's an event thing happening, okay? I do not see a battle in the sky. I tried to look for it, you guys. And I could be wrong because I am human. A lot of the other things, all of the other things actually, that I've come on here to channel with dates and specific things, that's all been true so far. So, I'm liable to think that this is probably true too, but I am human. So, take what resonates, leave the rest. If this is not for you, it's not for you. That's okay. So December 3rd ET event feels like people are receiving information and it's like square peg into round hole. It's our idea of intelligent life versus what's actually happening. So it's people who are having a very limited viewpoint of what intelligent life can look like, right? And if we consider ourselves intelligent life, which we're intelligent, but we're not intelligent life, we're like cave people to the extraterrestrials because of we're just so far behind the curve on intelligence. But that's part of the why we're going to be brought into this intergalactic family and the whole thing. We raise our vibration. Okay, so it's like people are taking this event that's going to happen, and because they don't understand the entirety of the event they're seeing, they're projecting their own fears, their own ideas, their own, right? So they're seeing what they're seeing is extraterrestrials coming down, right? And when they're seeing extraterrestrials coming down, they feel it as a threat. And so they go, they're coming to battle us. Friends, if the extraterrestrials wanted to battle us, they would have done it already. They've been showing up consistently the whole time we've been here. They would have done it already. I'm going to have to make a part 2.